Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna get on my laptop here and so I can see comments and stuff like that while you guys are, while we're in the middle of this. So it'll just take a minute. Let me see. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit as you guys all come on. I know I said 11, so we're like a minute before that. And so I will just kind of hang out here. Got my coffee. Maybe if I push this. It's been a while since I've done like a live video like that, like this. Maybe not if I don't push that. Let's see what happens. My computer is delayed. Maybe it'll pop up right here. All right. I know I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes or whatever. Maybe not that long. So yeah. Good morning. I want to thank everybody first of all for supporting us through this, and I'm gonna do my best during this time to bring information that is, or not information, but just like creative ideas and stuff like that that you can do at home. Today, I didn't anticipate being able to go into the shop today and tomorrow, but since I can do that, today's video and tomorrow's video might be a little bit shorter because normally at this time I've been at the shop for an hour at least. So I need to get in there and get some stuff done. But what I want to do today is kind of give you guys an overview of some different ideas, different items that if you don't already have on hand, you can grab if you want to follow along. I think and then meanwhile, hopefully this is all working correctly, I will be able to get comments and stuff. So if you guys have ideas, questions, anything like that, go ahead and type them in the comment section. I keep looking down to this direction because I believe the comments should pop up there and then I can respond. So I've got my coffee. So I feel like this is a good morning where we can just kind of conjugate, talk about craftiness, talk about other stuff. If there's stuff going on, just, stay connected even though we're going to be miles apart, obviously. Most of my stuff that I'm going to share, as every day I'd like to focus on at least one technique video. We'll see how it goes. And we will, Amanda, I see that you're watching. Will you, yes, can you comment on the video just to see if they're going to pop up correctly? That way I can respond to people if there's questions. So anyways, like I said, I'm going to go over, I have gathered a bunch of stuff from around my house, from the shop, that I will be able to use in tutorials. I'm trying to focus on items that you can find in your household so that you don't have to buy a pottery to go kit. I know that we are, oh hey Jax, so awesome. I can see comments, that's working awesome. So if anybody else wants to comment or has a question or a suggestion, I've been working, I added a bunch of new stuff to the website last night. There's today and tomorrow by 4 p.m. Any orders by 4 p.m. tomorrow we will have ready to pick up, but we do have to close by law at 5:30 tomorrow afternoon. So anything by 4 o'clock we will get filled and we'll be ready to pick up by 5:30. And then we are going to ask everybody that has taken a to-go kit home at this point, hold on to that until we're ready to open again, whether that gets to be on April 8th or 9th or whatever the day is, or if they extend it longer. Just hold those kits at home, bring them back once we reopen to whatever hours we're allowed to, and then we will just get on a schedule of getting everything fired. So I'm going to show techniques on doing on pottery, but if you don't have a pottery kit that you grabbed or don't have a specific piece of pottery that you want to do it on, you can do it on a piece of paper. You can do it however you want with regular paint. Obviously our stuff that you get in your to-go kit has to go on the pottery and then has to be fired. But that doesn't mean you can't use any paint you have at home. So I'm going to show some examples of different things. Like I've got a bunch of these little Craft Smart paints, or these guys. I think they're like 99 cents a bottle usually at Walmart. So these are great. However, our paint that we use at the store washes out of everything. So parents, if you're going to have your kids do these projects, just know that any other paint that is not our paint, based on what paint that you guys have at home, may or may not wash out. So you're going to want to have maybe a black garbage bag down or something like that. Hopefully in the next week or so, the sun is supposed to come back out and maybe we can do some projects outside, which would be awesome. So anyways, I've got these paints that I showed you, different Apple Barrel. There's lots of different brands. There's like Tempera paints, which is a really common brand in schools. I don't have at home like watercolor paints, but anything that's a paint, some of the projects that we can do, and I'll try to show them on pottery and then also on paper. Let me see, I grabbed some paper just so for some samples. Regular printer paper is always an option. Even if you just have like a spiral notebook, we can do paint projects in that. You're obviously going to want to let it dry really well before you like close it. But I was also thinking this could be a really fun thing. I mean, we're going to get through this. It's going to be whatever it is, but we are going to get through it. So to have like a spiral notebook, or even I have just like a drawing, I collect. I'm a crazy craft collector. So even just like a drawing pad like this, these are a couple bucks at Walmart too. Depending on what brand you get, there's like tons of different options out there. This is just something I climbed up in my creative loft today out in our shed and just opened a box and brought a bunch of stuff down because I was like, what's available that we could just use? I also have a small stash of, not a small, it's larger than most people should have at their home, Mr. Sketch markers, crayons. So yeah, there's lots of options that we'll be able to use to be creative. Here's another sample of my crazy craft hoard. I just got this out of my attic and I have lots of pens. And then a few other things that we can, that I'll incorporate into some of these projects are a toothbrush. So everybody has these, shout out to Wilson & Wilson. So toothbrushes are a great tool for lots of different techniques, and we'll do some stuff with that. I'm just, again, running through all this stuff so you can start gathering it. So, and then I'll specifically have projects. And Amanda needs to make a craft supply run. One of the techniques that we will show, bubble technique, or I'll show, bubble technique is there. I have another sample somewhere. Oh, right here. So this is a really fun one. This is, shout out to Amanda who did this cute little fish. So this is done on ceramics. What I've never done is this technique onto with regular paints or the acrylic paint or anything else. I'm gonna assume it's gonna work the same way, and I'm trying to decide if I should just test it out the first time here on live Facebook. Let me know if we should try that together, if I should try it prior to make sure it'll work or not. You know, you never know what's gonna happen. So, but the things that you need for that: regular dish soap. I just grabbed this off my kitchen sink. I literally brought a bucket of stuff home from the shop. Straws. Not everything's from the shop, obviously. This is from my kitchen sink. Straws and Dixie cups, or one Dixie cup. You need really one set of things per color. So you don't have to use a Dixie cup. If you don't have Dixie cups at home, you can use you want a small jar, because you don't want like a giant, you don't want to have to do a whole giant thing of it. So just either Dixie cups if you have them in your bathroom or whatever, or a small jar or cup or something like that, and the straws. And you can, so again, our glazes are all non-toxic, so I'm not usually worried about it. Obviously, if you're doing this technique, you don't want to drink it up or suck it up in the straw. The acrylic paints are a little different, so parental guidance, I'm sure. will be needed for that. So, but those are the things you need: water, dish soap, straws, and then glaze paint. We'll see if I decide to do the acrylic glaze paint as a test run on here. It's going to be like a science experiment. So that's one thing. Another technique we'll use is like bubble wrap, or maybe a texture type technique. So that this could be bubble wrap. We could use tin foil. We could use a Walmart grocery bag or a Safeway grocery bag or whatever we have. Just some different options to get different textures in our paint. So right now I'm kind of going through stuff. Everything is kind of going to be kid related. If you have kids at home and need a project or an art project, maybe an art science combo project. Let me turn that off real quick. So that's what my goal is, to just kind of have fun projects that people can do with their kids. I'm also going to have some tutorials on different things like mandalas. So a few people that got to-go kits were able to snag. I had 4 kits of the mandala kits that basically came with, hang on, some dotting tools, and then stencils. And I'm going to show you guys, if you didn't make it, if you don't have a mandala kit, or if you want to do it on paper, or any other thing that you have, maybe rock painting is super popular, and there's lots of rocks that we could go out into our driveways and gather, or however, like in the park or wherever, because we can still go for walks and trails, and public day use areas of parks are still open. Just no overnight stays where bathrooms and stuff like that are available. Just FYI, I heard that on the radio this morning. So instead of doing like these dotting tools, there's all different sizes. Look around your house. You can use different things like the end of this pin, or even if you look at the other end of this pin, that's got a kind of a cool pattern. So different things, different sizes. So when we're ready to do the mandala, yes, you can dot with almost anything, Becky. So yeah, when we're ready to do that tutorial, you have some items gathered. Another really fun art project for me, and this is, I don't know, maybe some specialty stuff, but I like it's called Zen doodling. So I like, with black construction paper, I have this little notebook here. I usually take it traveling, so apparently I started this when we traveled to Denver in 2016. So this is just those gel pens, and these guys right here. Well, these are the ones that we use at the shop now. So had I known this was missing out, I wouldn't have to buy 9 of them off Amazon. So these are just all my gel pens. The same type of stuff would work with like chalk and a bigger black construction paper. It's just a different type of medium. So maybe we'll go over Zen doodling one day. This can be done on pottery. Doesn't have to be black. I like the contrast of it being a little bit different sometimes, but I tend to do it on anything. I'm working on a project right now at the shop that is Zen doodling, and I've thought about doing a class on it. But that's what the Rider bottles are great for. So you can do Zen doodling on our pottery pieces and just kind of do this. It's really, really relaxing. So yeah, that is another option for doing sgraffito. And these are some other tools that we'll probably use. The wood skewers. They are great for cleaning up mistakes on pottery, but they're also great for, let me see, I got my tiles off my wall. If I can find the correct one, is hiding out. It's probably right here. So this is done by painting a whole thing solid and then scratching it into the solid paint. So these things are great. If you don't have like a full-on skewer at home, we can use toothpicks. So that's another option of different things we can use from around the house. And I think when I do, like, I'll try to post what supplies to gather the day before or whatever. So maybe I'll post a weekly. I mean, hopefully this is only going to last for 2 weeks. Yes, I mentioned toothpicks. Toothpicks are fairly flimsy, however, so I've brought in toothpicks into the shop. They also work great for dotting. So like the skewers, here's a bigger dot. Oops, smack myself in the face. And then here is a littler dot. So those are great options for dotting. Dotting is super relaxing for most people. So another thing, another great things to have are just regular sponges. So these are going to be used in a lot of techniques. So this is just a standard sponge. Your generic like kitchen sponge would work too if you have some of those available. This is a sea sponge. So there's a project I'll probably share with this. And these are a little bit more specific. So if you don't have one, we can try it out with one of these guys too, or just maybe I'll find one that's cut in half or something like that, so it's not like a specific shape. Trying to make it fully accessible for everybody to just use stuff from around the house. Another thing is masking tape. So at the shop, I do have some different sizes that are bought specifically for like a narrower one. But the majority of the tape I have bought there is just from Home Depot, regular old painter's tape. The fun thing about this is you can peel it and then you can cut it into different widths. Like I said, at the shop I just bought it that way because it's easier. But I have lots of fun ideas that I've been researching on the use of tape. So I'm excited about that one. Also, we all know that we have lots of toilet paper tubes coming up. If you don't already have them, empty ones. I just was snagging these out of the top of the garbage because, you know. But anyways, there is a few fun things that we can do with some toilet paper tubes. So I'm going to share those one of these days. And then different things in nature, sticks and leaves and flowers, stuff like that. I've got a couple projects that I'm going to go over with those. And I'm tech savvy, but I'm not like going to be super photo editing all of this, so please bear with me. Obviously in the last couple weeks we have just literally been making stuff up as we go, trying to adapt to how the changes of the government and different things, our cleaning processes, our pickup and takeout processes, everything has changed in the last 2 weeks. So I really just appreciate how patient everybody has been and how supportive everybody has been. So let's keep going on our list. I'm looking around because I just threw everything on the table. Paper punches. I've got some fun ideas that we can do with some paper punches. Different sizes. This one is just a flower-y shape. But anything that you have at home, or even we can just cut out a shape out of a piece of paper, and I'll show some fun techniques with that. Rubber stamps. Again, I just grabbed this one from the shop, but if you have rubber stamps laying around, I'm going to do some techniques on that, putting it on pottery, and then obviously we can use it on paper and stuff like that. Hi, Courtney. So let's see, looking around. Obviously we're going to want scissors. Marbles. I have an idea on marbles, or hang on, I cannot hold them up like this. Woo! So marbles. I have a random jar of marbles just in my house. But if you don't have marbles, maybe pea-sized rocks will work for this idea that I have. If anybody has ideas or has a technique that they've seen at the shop or some other place and would like me to try to teach on it, shout it out in the comments. I'm going to post this video on Facebook so it's able to be watched after we're done being live. So put it in there and I'll do my best to get to it and show how to do it. I added a bunch new stuff to the website last night, some piggy banks and stuff like that. And then today I've had requests for like dinnerware type stuff, some plates and different things for more of like a flat surface. So I'm going to get some of that stuff up. If anybody wants to get some pottery that's specific that they haven't seen on the website, shoot us a message and we'll do our best to get that on the website or how to have that ordered for you. So yeah, I think that's it. Happy coffee to everybody. Does anybody have anything they want to chat about? I've got a couple minutes, but like I said, today and tomorrow is going to be a little bit quicker just because I'm normally at the shop by 9-ish, and so We are open today from 2 to 6 for pickups, and tomorrow from 2 to 5:30, but then by law we're shut down at 5:30. Yeah, I've got to get there, start getting ready. I had already brought everything home to set up these here, so otherwise I would be doing this at the shop today and tomorrow since I would already be there. But yeah, I super appreciate everybody being here. Again, if you have any ideas or suggestions or questions, just let us know, and we are going to do our best to get through all of this. I thank you guys all for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.